sure you all have heard of Sarah Fields. Sarah Fields is a conservative. She is a maggot, and she's just always keeping up mess. You know, she was one of the main people that was rage baiting during the Carmelo Anthony trial. And now here she is again with the Nolan Wells situation. But what I want to say is this. Where did I put that? I could have sworn I sent it to myself. So I had a screenshot. I don't know what I did with it. Y'all know I be collecting so many receipts. Sometimes I get confused. But here's the thing. So um Sarah Fields left a comment for this woman who is supposedly a voodoo priestess. And the voodoo priestess said, in fact, that she was working her voodoo on them or something like that. Or she may have said the ancestors were, but nonetheless, they were saying that this is why Warren is looking the way he's looking. And so Sarah Fields said that she spoke to the attorney, the one by the name of Edward Andrew Paltzik. And to which he replied, and that's why I wish I can find that screenshot. Don't worry, I'll find it later because I know that I have it. But anyway, so the attorney told Sarah to tell the voodoo priestess that her powers do not work because he himself has been casting spells since the very start. He said he's been casting spells of protection. I don't know what kind of spells he's been casting, but I'm pretty sure he likely has been casting spells. Okay? Now, y'all may think that sounds funny or it's a joke, but I told you all quite some time ago that this is spiritual warfare. And when it's spiritual warfare, you need to pull out the things in your arsenal of, okay, that are normally found in the spiritual realm. That's all I'm saying. And so, with that all being said, let's continue. Because y'all ain't going to do nothing but complain. That's all y'all going to do is complain. Okay? I'm working magic right now as we speak. That's how I got the scoop on Judge Ashlee Cole. Let me tell y'all something about Judge Ashlee Cole. She's running the show and she's calling the shots. And I want y'all to pay attention. You see, this is why she came out at the beginning and tried to get ahead of the story. This is why she came out right away and issued a statement. And then she issued another statement. And I want you all to remember how she said, oh, we won't be speaking to the media. After this, we won't be speaking to the media. But then she did exactly that. And not to mention her husband came and spoke to the New York Times, or was it the New York Post? He spoke to one of them because that's how we found out that he was launching that $50,000 reward money. Okay, for anyone leading to giving information that led to the arrest or conviction of anyone who had something to do with Nolan's death. But I thought there was nothing to see here, folks, and it was all just no evidence of foul play. And remember when I told you all that I saw she had sent a message to Officer Rage Batum Tatum? Yeah, I knew I did. I thought I showed it to you all, but there it is in case you missed it. Okay. Tatum says that's the exact opposite of how real police investigations work. Right here, she told him, message you, please read. Now, what do you think she was telling him she messaged him for and to please read? I would imagine that's when she got in touch with him for him to conduct those staged, scripted productions that they call interviews. I'm pretty sure she's the one that reached out to him. And also, the text message. Now, let's talk about the text messages that Warren released. Remember the one right on the day of Nolan's funeral? Now, mind you, he didn't respond to the last text message that Mrs. Christine Wansley sent him on July the 6th when she was requesting that he get her son's stuff together, whatever Nolan had left over at Jackson's house where they all spent the night, or Jackson's grandfather's house to be more clearly incorrect. But he didn't respond to that. He didn't think that was important, clearly. But all of a sudden, on the day of the funeral, there comes a text. Oh, I'm so sorry. Nolan was my best friend. He was like a brother. And I'm so grateful that he had parents like you two, the greatest parents ever. But now you're talking trash about her on the Rage Batum Tatum show. And in fact, I actually think that Judge Ashlee Cole is the one who sent that message for him. I absolutely do. And here's another thing. Remember, I showed you all the text message that she herself sent to Mrs. Wansley? Let's look at that text message again, because I just realized something last night when I was doing my research. Now, look at this. I want you to pay attention. Now, when did she send this? She sent this July the 7th at 8:59 p.m. Christine, this is Ashlee Cole. If or when you ever want to talk to me, this is my number. Now that sounds so cold and disrespectful and so, with such a lack of empathy, seeing as how this woman just found out the previous day that her son, her beloved son, was found dead after going out with Ashlee Cole's son and others. So she didn't say, "Hey, Christine, I'm so sorry about your loss. We loved Nolan and we're praying for your family and your during your time of grief. We're so sorry this has happened to you. I can't imagine what you must be going through." She didn't say any of those things, but yet she wants us to think, and Warren and all the rest of them want us to think that they loved Nolan. She didn't even offer condolences. She sent this the day after, but they want us to think that they got up and got on boats and went out there to Horn Island looking for Nolan. Funny thing is, if they did that, why didn't it occur to them before they did it to call over to the Wansleys and say, "Listen, we're going out there to look for Nolan. Do y'all need to ride with us? We know you may not have a boat." Or just to offer their condolences, but they did none of that. But hold on, because here's the kicker to the whole story. Christine Wansley is very calculated and methodical with what she does. I sat back and I started thinking about all the moves that she's made from the beginning when she put out that statement to try to clear Warren, okay, trying to make people be convinced that he had nothing to do with it. But you know what? I think that Warren's the main one who had something to do with it. I'm starting to think that maybe it wasn't Bart after all. Now, y'all can still think it was Bart, but I'm telling you, I'm thinking that Warren is the most likely suspect, in my opinion. He's not a suspect to the police, mind you. None of them are. But in my eyes, I think Warren, I think he might be the guilty one. Because at the end of the day, look at how he's looking. Look at all the lies he's telling. Bart's not saying anything. The only thing Bart said is don't be out here lying on his name or he's going to sue. He's not out here doing the most, but Warren is. Warren's doing the most, and so is Warren's stepmother, Mrs. Judge Ashlee Cole. Now, hold on. Not only did she send this to Christine, now what I want you to do is I want you to pay attention to the time, July the 7th at 8:59 p.m. Now, why is that important, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur? I'm about to show you, but I want you to remember that you heard it here first. Now, look at this. You see what else she did? I was on her Facebook page weeks ago, probably a month ago. But remember, because I showed you all the stuff she posted about the threats and all that, trying to make it sound like it was all so sad and she was so worried about her children and all of this. And she said she was going to stay out of the media, but then hop right back in it with Tatum, okay, and the New York Post or Times. Here's the thing. Right here is the post that I read that she also posted July the 7th, the same day that she sent that message to Nolan's mother. But hold on. She sent that message July the 7th at 8:59 p.m. And guess what? WLOX reported Tuesday at 9:15 p.m. Warren Hudson's stepmother, Ashlee Cole, made a Facebook post saying that her family is grieving with Nolan's family and that she wanted to make a post to dispel some rumors with facts. That's why she sent Mrs. Wansley the text message. She literally sent that text message 15 minutes, 16 to be exact. But she sent that text message less than 20 minutes before she posted on social media on her Facebook. That was all for optics. That's all she did that for. It was for the optics of it all. So she can go on Facebook, make a post, and lie and say, "Oh, we're grieving with the Nolan Wells family." And I just wanted to get on here and make a post to dispel rumors with facts. What facts did she present other than to say that she was grieving with them, and we loved Nolan dearly. Is that why Jax said that? We loved him dearly. Is that why Jax said that on Officer Rage Batum Tatum's platform? Yeah, that's why he said it. Because I told you all, when he said it, he started to laugh. You could see the smile on his face. He started moving his tongue around his mouth to try to stop himself from bursting out into laughter. Warren got visibly upset, started shaking his head. He looked so annoyed. Why? Because he knew he's just copying what my mother said. And we know that people of their age don't talk that way. That's what an older person would say, an adult. I mean, they're adults, but they're young adults. And I told you all that when he said it. I said, they don't even talk like that. Okay? Doing the most. And then conveniently sent that text to Mrs. Wonsley less than 20 minutes before she made a post on social media. I'm so glad the WLOX posted the time, because I hadn't even thought about that when I first saw that post.